Hello and welcome to Grandma Susie's Kitchen. Today we're going to talk about coronavirus and how you can keep yourself safe. The most important thing is to stay 6 feet apart from other people. And when you gather in groups, make sure the groups are no more than 5 people. They should always be the same 5 people. For instance, your family members are 5 people. Or you can have one friend, but try to limit yourself and how many people you have contact with. The second most important thing probably is, to me, it would be to take your temperature every day. If you can get yourself a simple thermometer, just check, make sure you're not sick, This is just an oral thermometer. I got it at the drugstore for $15. And so you check it, it's 97.0. I don't have a fever today. Check yourself every day for symptoms. If you have symptoms, then go get an appointment, go to the clinic and get tested. Make sure you don't have the virus because they can treat it. There are ways to treat it now. And if you go out in public, it's important to cover your nose and mouth. This is not only for your protection, but for the protection of the people around you. Some of us, like nurses, doctors, and other essential personnel have to be out in public taking care of people. So we have been asked to wear masks. So here's one simple mask. It's just a bandana. You can tie it around your face. That will protect you and protect the people around you. At work, we've been issued these surgical masks. So you basically put it on your nose, put it around your ears. It fits on like that, I don't wear it like 100% of the time at work. I just wear it when I go into patients' rooms or if anybody's around me, so I don't risk spreading it. Coronavirus is spread by droplets, as you know, and so that just means breathing on people, sneezing, coughing. The virus spreads through the air. So we want to protect ourselves and protect other people with a mask. And I went to Job Lot yesterday. They were giving away these free napkins. They said we can use them for making our own face mask. It's a pretty good sized napkin. So I figured today what we could do is learn together how to make a face mask out of a napkin. So that's what we're going to do. And you can use these, what they call scrunchies. They're elastics that you put on your hair to tie back your hair. You can use for the tie tapes. This is bias tape. They didn't actually have any elastic in the store, so we have to jerry-rig something using the materials that we have on hand. This is Velcro fasteners, so you can make tie tapes and then fasten them in back with Velcro. And so what we're going to do first is take one of these pieces of material. I got my scissors here. What you're going to need is needle and thread. You're going to need a measuring tape of some kind. You can use the sewer's measuring tape, or you can use if you're a carpenter, if you have one of these for measuring, or there's also these that you can buy that come out, they're like spring loaded. So, okay, first thing I want to do is take a look at this, right? Okay, it looks like we can get 2 face masks out of this lengthwise, right? So what I'm going to do is fold it in half. And then I'm going to cut it right down the middle. I plan to make face masks for my family and people at work. And I don't have a sewing machine right now because I gave away my sewing machine some years ago. So I'm just going to do this by hand. We can sew this by hand. So you can put a guide, like a line if you want to, or you can just cut it freehand. I'm going to cut it freehand. So you just cut the material in half. Make sure it doesn't slip. You want to cut straight up. The nice thing about using a napkin like the ones they gave us at the job lot is that 2 of the seams are already hemmed. So what all we have to do today is to hem the other 2 sides and put the tie tapes on to tie the mask behind our head. So I'm almost done with cutting this. I need to get some sharper scissors, I guess, but this will do okay, I guess, for now. All right, so here's one piece. And we'll put the other piece aside. So that's gonna be our mask like that. Now, next thing I wanna do is to fold it over. You can use pins to pin it. Actually, that's a good idea. I have my sewing kit here. If you have a sewing kit, it's nice to have one of these and you can keep all your supplies handy. Just use some pins. What you wanna do is just fold it over and pin it so that when you sew it, it's not slipping. You don't have to use so much effort to keep it in place because you've got it pinned in the position you want it to be. So I'm just gonna put some pins in all the way down. This doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be functional. You know, just something to protect your nose, protect you from other people's coughs and protect other people from your coughs too. So I know everybody's nervous about the coronavirus, but I mean, it's not like a nuclear bomb, you know, I mean, things could be worse. And so, only thing is we have to stay inside, stay away from other people. The way that it spread more quickly is for crowds to gather and then they spread it from one person to the next, and the growth of the virus becomes exponential. You know, the growth curve, like a plant that's growing, it grows a little bit at first and then gradually grows faster and faster till that's what they call exponential growth. The plant doesn't just grow in an even line like 1 inch, then 2 inches the next day, you know, 1 inch the next day, 1 inch the next day. It grows 1 inch, then 2 inches, 4 inches, 16 inches, 32 inches. And the virus spread is very similar to that, where it spreads really fast. So anyway, this is the first step. Hi, welcome to Grandma Susie's Kitchen. This is part 2 on how to protect yourself from the coronavirus. Okay, I just want to say too that there's another way to make a face mask. My granddaughter was showing me this, that you can take a piece of just any scarf and you fold it this way and you fold it this way in thirds. Then you take these scrunchies, you know, the scrunchies that women wear on their hair. And you put it around one end, fold that side in, take another scrunchie, put it around the other end of your scarf and fold that side in. Then this scarf is kind of soft. It might not be the best. It might be better to use like a bandana type scarf. Then you've got your 2 ends of your scrunchies. You can put them over your ears then. So if you get the scarf position just right, that's how it's done with the scrunchies and a scarf. That's an easy way to make a face mask. Also, you can buy fabric at the store and you can put 2 pieces of fabric that are 9 inches by 5 inches, one on top of the other. Sew it most of the way around, leave a 1.5 inch space then so that you can turn it out inside out at the end. And when you're sewing it, the 2 pieces together, you put the bias tape or the elastic inside as you're sewing it. So there are instructions on the internet how to do that too. But to continue with the one that we're doing now, I've decided that maybe I'll make them 6 inches wide. This is like 20 inches long, so I can mark off 6 inch. You know, it doesn't have to be exact, but you know, you can mark it off 6 inches, 12 inches. The other one will be a little bit longer. So 6 inches over here, 12 inches. So what I do is I just cut with the scissors all the way from one line to the other line. You can put a line there too if you want to, just to mark it off for yourself. But I can eyeball this pretty well. I was an artist in my younger days, and I know how to cut from one to the other without much problems. So that's how you make the scarf the right size from top to bottom, the face mask. So then what you've got is a piece like this. I've already got the pins in for one side. I can put the pins in for the other side too. I fold it over maybe 1/4 inch so you don't have a raw edge there. And you put pins in like this. You want to pin your work down while you're working on it so you don't have so much, it's not so hard to do to hold it in place and also sew, because it's already held in place by the pins. So I'm just going to put some pins in all the way down like that. Now the main thing to remember is don't get scared about the coronavirus, you know. I mean, we're all in the same boat today together, and main thing is to keep away from people, especially keep away from crowds. Don't let yourself be exposed to the germ. Eventually the germ's going to go away because it'll extinguish itself. There won't be any more victims to affect, so it'll just go away. But for now, we have to all protect ourselves.